She was a mystic nun, accused of murder, and her story reveals the secret battleground hidden within the heart of the Ottoman Empire. As the scholar who authored the definitive biography of the Maronite mystic Hindiyya, I examined this new study of her life with great anticipation. However, I must state that this recent academic work cannot be considered a genuine addition to the field. It does not adequately engage with the wider historical scholarship. The narrative leans heavily on one particular set of published documents, a collection known for its partisan perspective. This reliance creates a flawed and incomplete picture of a deeply complex woman and the scandal that surrounded her. While the author's story often mirrors my own research, the critical connections are missing. There are numerous factual errors. For instance, the date given for her key spiritual testimony is incorrect. The convent she joined is misidentified. But these are just the surface cracks. The central argument is where the true simplification lies. The claim that Hindiyya led a first reaction against papal authority shows a misunderstanding of the centuries-long, intricate dance between Eastern churches and Rome. Speaking of her opponent, the priest Sharabadi, the analysis misses his crucial alliance with the French Jesuits in Aleppo. There's a profound irony in stating Hindiyya's spiritual seed founded a later religious order, when in reality it was her Jesuit adversaries who ultimately established it. Furthermore, her influence inadvertently sparked a wave of controversial female mystics in Aleppo decades later. I can agree with one core point. Her primary struggles were not with Ottoman suppression. The Islamic authorities of Aleppo did not crush her movement. Yet, she was forced to leave that city for Mount Lebanon, a relocation she resisted. Her story unfolded in a unique Lebanese context of the 1700s, a world of complex alliances where Druze chieftains and Sunni emirs became players in a Christian drama. The Maronite patriarch even sought protection from the notorious Ottoman ruler of Acre, Ahmad al-Jazir. However, the idea of a cross-religious spirituality in her case is not convincing. Elements of her mysticism, like ecstatic self-surrender, are universal to devotional traditions found in Western Catholic and Islamic mysticism alike. Her patterns far more closely follow Western models. Therefore, she cannot be neatly framed as a symbol of a people caught between Rome and the Ottoman East. The paper's central thesis is that Hindiyya fell victim to a Roman conspiracy to use the Maronite Church as an instrument of control. This is a familiar refrain in some Maronite narratives. By trusting these sources uncritically, the author is led into error. A document mentioning monks seeking her prayers fails to note that their leader was the general of the Jesuits himself, a man who initially supported her. Later, a figure is labeled pro-Jesuit years after the Pope dissolved the Society of Jesus. The Roman Church of the 18th century was not a monolithic power. Its decisions were often driven by internal theological disputes, not grand geopolitical schemes. The initial papal condemnation of her order's rules stemmed from widespread suspicion of female ecstatic mysticism and the new devotion to the Sacred Heart. That early ruling had little effect, thanks to her broad local support. The real, devastating persecution came decades later for reasons the discussed paper does not explore. It shares a common tendency to view the Maronites as a single timeless entity. They were not. Factions warred violently within her own monastic community. The convent of Kirki became a bloody arena for these conflicts. And before she was a victim, Hindiyya was, for many years, a perpetrator. Proclaiming a divine union with Jesus, she operated beyond all earthly morality or oversight. The archives hold terrible secrets. At least one nun, Nasima Badran, was beaten to death within those walls. Her sister's heartbreaking testimony exists in the Roman records, but it is conspicuously absent from the edited documents the author cites. A French traveler mentioned the murder as early as 1787, yet a silence has long shrouded this dark chapter. These facts must be confronted, not to attack a community, but to find the truth. To understand Hindiyya, you must connect all the histories. We need a connected history of Lebanese society, of the Maronite Church's internal wars, and of global Catholic evolution. Her story is indeed about a clash between East and West, but it is not a simple duel. It is a twisted tapestry of faith, power, and horrifying crime. So, if you're piecing together this hidden history, remember to look at all the evidence. And if this deep dive into forgotten archives intrigues you, please support our mission to uncover more by liking this video and subscribing to Winds of Thought. Some secrets are buried not in earth, but in deliberate silence.